guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be checking out a BORACITY magazine video today, and honestly, armies, we already know like all the things that have been happening online right now with Suga, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. We have reacted to a lot of things that talk about the K media here on this channel. We have checked out so many rotten manga videos, and you guys know how I feel about all of this, right? And just to see like someone that I personally watch and keep up with kind of having to like deal with being dragged through the media right now is very interesting to watch, to say the least, especially with everything that has been happening and just the way how they have been releasing information, whether that information is true or not. And it goes to show also that like the media hasn't learned anything, because we've reacted to you know, the Burning Sun scandal on here. We've reacted to, you know, what happened with Lee Sun Kyun, and we've seen how they did, you know, him and how they dragged him through the dirt. We've seen what happened with G-Dragon in that as well. We've seen what happened with Guhara, but we've seen like what K-media is capable of. And at the end of the day, they never take responsibility for the things that they are saying, that they are doing to the people that are affected with this. Now, I'm not saying that Suga is innocent in everything that's happening, because yes, he's done some wrong, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like Suga, you know, they've been saying how his blood alcohol level was like way higher than it actually was, releasing wrong footage of him and all that stuff. But anyways, BORACITY magazine did a video on it, and one thing is for certain, we can always depend on BORACITY to kind of set things straight and let us know what's really happening. So let's dive into this video so we can understand like what's really been happening over there in SK. Let's jump into it. Let's check it out.
As an international BTS fan, I always refrain from giving my opinion about South Korea's laws regarding military service and exemptions, and I thought this was a nice and respectful act of the vast majority of the fandom. This was some kind of movement shared by international fans. We are not South Korean citizens, so it's respectful to let them debate this issue by themselves.
I agree.
But am I supposed to still keep my mouth shut when the respect and consideration are not given back? Why have international armies created a movement of respect towards the South Korean opinion, yet the South Korean opinion does not even bother to recognize its own scandal culture problem?
Wait, I didn't know that this was happening as well. Now this is news to me right here, because I haven't been seeing this, that international armies have been trying to do the same. I know that in some regard, I think it's a case where army doesn't want to do anything before either Big Hit does it, or a case where like they make things worse. But if we realize that shit, you know, all the things that I spoke about in the very beginning, the intro of this video, if you notice that this is happening, it's important to speak up and to let them know that what they're doing is not right. You know, it's only because people have been focusing on Burning Sun so much why the BBC picked it up. I just know this video is gonna piss me off. I just know
Recently,
it.
Suga of BTS had some drinks, and instead of driving his car home, he rode a mini electric scooter like this, with a helmet. He traveled in the correct lane for a third of a mile, but while approaching the entrance of his house, he fell after a sharp turn. A police officer approached him and administered a breath test. His blood alcohol content was at least 0.08%, which is above license revocation levels in South Korea. So his license was revoked and he received a fine. Suga shared a statement explaining what happened and said that he didn't know that there was
when this statement came out and I read the first lines, I was so nervous, because I was just like, what the hell happened? We have not heard from Suga since Suga has entered the military. Suga is my bias, by the way. So I was just like, yo, what is happening?
rule that said that you cannot ride a scooter under the influence of alcohol, but he accepts the consequences. There was no damage and no person was harmed. For 7 days, the details were not shared by police, but the incident prompted a wave of news articles with crazy speculations. Rumor after rumor about the details of his fall, the exact percentage of alcohol level, the exact model of scooter, and even rumors about him having to leave BTS because of this damaging scandal. The media even reported...
Who would say that? Was it the please tell me down below. Was it the media that was saying that he would have to leave BTS? Or was it like just other like like, you know, randos on the internet saying that, because I need to know, like, first of all, which stupid person could even think that? Like, BTS is one of those groups that at the end of the day, I don't think, no matter, like, it depends on what the scandal is. Let me just put that out there. But, like, there is no way something like this is gonna get someone kicked out of BTS. I'm not saying what Suga did isn't, like, something to be, like, I believe, let me just say this, I believe what happened to Suga with the breathalyzer test and him getting fined, his license revoked, was appropriate, right? He got what he was supposed to. You know, he's riding a scooter, you know, intoxicated. I've seen things where they said that, you know, there've been some issues in SK previously where someone died, I think, which is really unfortunate, and it was from being hit by a scooter, but I'm not really sure if it's the same scooter that Suga was riding or if it's like the bigger bike looking ones, right? So I do believe he received like the correct, you know, punishment for whatever it is that they believe by law that he did incorrectly. But like the way how they're pushing this thing is kind of insane. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he hasn't. It's not like he hasn't received the punishment, and the fact that he released the statement that he did before, like, the news started, like, on his ass, says a lot. That's what I think.
Lying on the ground, suggesting that he was passed out drunk.
I saw that,
they
but he
also
stood up
worded the
immediately.
incident as Suga was driving a scooter. Well, you cannot drive a mini scooter or even a regular scooter. You ride a scooter. International K-pop fans love this. Finally, a BTS related scandal to talk about. So they created the hashtag Suga Challenge, sharing pictures from Pinterest of people drinking and driving cars. And of course, the very professional South Korean media had a new headline. ARMYs created an irresponsible challenge to support Suga. To make this believable, the media cut or blurred the profile pictures and the usernames, which clearly show that they are not fans of BTS. They are fans of other K-pop groups. Even with some minimal research, you can find videos of these BTS haters organizing this challenge with the intent to pose as ARMYs. As deranged as this sounds, this happens all the time, and I would have never thought of making a video about it. These hashtags are seen by K-pop stans and they end with K-pop stans. No one outside of the K-pop circle cares or even knows about it. But not this time. One article attributing the challenge to ARMYs became the #1 trending article on Naver, the Google of South Korea. Now you may ask yourself, why is such an irrelevant and fake hashtag news in South Korea?
Because it's the first big scandal that BTS members have ever had. There is no other scandal that has ever happened that has rocked media like this. I mean, everything else has been like some petty shit. Like, let's be real. So it's like, you know, it's almost like they've been waiting for the day. Like, they've been waiting for the moment to, like, bring a BTS member down, because they're like, this is the cash cow right here. You know what I mean? Like, even the reporter that released, that reported on the video, the fake video, it's like they were like, they didn't even do their due diligence to be like, okay, let's fact check and make sure that whatever it is that we're putting out is correct. They were like, no. Listen, this is our moment right now. This is a cash cow. We need to be the first on this shit so we can make money from the content. And, you know, BTS is the biggest K-pop band in the world. Like, we need to, like, make this shit huge so we can make some money from this and be like, bring our news center at, like, the top. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's giving. Like, I am laughing right now, but it's because I'm so annoyed. I am so annoyed.
Media even go as far as to blur the profile pictures and usernames of the actual
because
fandoms
they know exactly
participating.
what they're doing.
What do they gain by painting this fake picture?
It's like they want to fuel the fire.
It all goes back to the scandal culture in South Korea. The simple act of dating is a scandal. Getting tattoos can also be a scandal. And of course, falling from a scooter is also a scandal. But what I find the most interesting part of all of this is that I cannot seem to find a single step of at least recognizing the scandal problem South Korea has.
Because they don't see it as a problem.
When celebrities make a mistake is accountability.
Whenever something silly like this happens, South Korean K-pop creators always say, Oh, you international fans just don't understand. Our society actually cares a lot about the dangers of scooters. It may not be a big deal for the rest of the world, but here it is.
That's funny, but in South Korea, there has been a lot of concerns regarding electric kickboards. There has been a lot of public outcry of we need to ban these altogether.
These celebrities are.
And I know that girl too, and I saw some things that was said. I didn't watch her video that she put out about it, so I have nothing to say. But I understand the take about the issue with the scooters, which is what I said previously. And I do feel like he got the appropriate reprimanding of his actions. You know, he got the fine that he was supposed to get. He got his license revoked temporarily. You know, drinking on, you know, operating a scooter under the influence. But it's like, I think, and I do know that drinking culture is a big issue in SK, and I know that drinking and driving is also like a very big problematic thing in SK too. I mean, nobody should be drinking and driving anywhere in the fucking world. But like, I know that like, if you are caught drinking and driving and you're like a celebrity, it's like a big deal. And I think I've seen where like celebrities have lost their like everything because of cases like that. So like, I get it, but I just think that it's them not doing the due diligence to make sure whatever it is that they claim they're reporting, they're doing it properly. They're not doing it with the intent of like, okay, you did this bad thing and we need to put out what you did and show the facts and say that, okay, you received this fine, you know, this happened, da 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 da. No, it's more like, oh shit, this is happening, let's fuel the fire so we can get a story out of this for the next 2 weeks and get people to tune in and we can make some money. And like, that's the vibe that it gives, and that's the vibe that it has always given with everything that happens in K-media. And that is the problem. Like, people are unaliving themselves because of this, and it's like, they don't see the problem. You don't see the problem with this? There's a way of like teaching people and letting them know that their actions are wrong, but when you start to bully people into literally like, you know, unaliving, and you don't realize that you have a problem, I think that's where everybody realizes that y'all got a problem. And I'm sorry, but it's just the truth.
Idolized by so many people and they have so much influence, and that's why the public just wants them to own their mistakes.
Okay, so let's see how much
But
South
he did own his
Korea
mistakes.
cares
He
about
put
the
out a
morality and
statement
ethics
right
of
away.
celebrities violating traffic laws. Daesung of Big Bang was in court for vehicular manslaughter in 2011. An intoxicated motorcyclist crashed into a street lamp. Daesung was not intoxicated, but because he was speeding and driving recklessly, he ran over the motorcyclist and later crashed into a taxi in front of him. In this case, the celebrity was driving an actual car recklessly. There was actual people involved. There was actual property damage, but the scandal passed. People forgot about it, and the following years, his group won Artist of the Year multiple times. The South Korean public.
You don't say. Now this is news to me because I didn't know that this happened. And you know what's even funnier? It's like, oh, the jokes write themselves. As you know, we've been reacting to the whole Burning Sun scandal here, and the way how people are like protecting, you know, some of these men with this scandal, and they were all up in my comment section. And like, oh my god, like, you know, you need to prove this and prove that and blah blah blah. Okay, but why? Like, the energy that y'all have for this is what y'all need to be putting into that issue that you're having right now. How about that? You know what I mean?
Was also appalled by Justin Bieber's arrest after driving under the influence of marijuana and Xanax, but they quickly forgot about it too, and Justin Bieber stayed as one of the most listened to international artists in South Korea to this day. The South Korean actress Kim Se-ron was not only caught driving under the influence, but she also damaged lampposts, guardrails, and crashed into an electric transformer,
I think this is
cutting
the
the
one that I
electricity
saw.
of 57 cafes. She got one fine, and later was the star of a music video and appeared on a Netflix series. A police officer was caught driving an electric kickboard so drunk that he collapsed and he had to be taken to the hospital.
I love how
But he
Boracity
also
is
got
just like
a fine. These are traffic law cases with people
reading
involved and
them.
property damage, and they are treated as nothing but trendy scandals.
It's really not looking good. It does not look good.
It's not looking good. When I said it's not looking good, I never meant legal-wise. I meant reputation-wise. Yoongi and ultimately BTS, because he's a part of BTS. The reputation resulting from all of this is not looking good. Not looking good in the K-public space's eye, because reputation is very important for celebrities. The reputation resulting from all of this is not looking good.
Suga
I'm dead that she's dragging that girl. Like, oh, I feel so bad because I really love that girl. And I feel like, can y'all comment below? Let me know if like the videos that she posted was when all the false things were being put out, because I can understand like if her comments came before we knew the truth. You know what I mean? But I mean, when Suga made his statement, I had no reasons to not believe him, because the fact that he posted something immediately and didn't wait on the media to catch on before something happened or made things, and his thing was very sincere, you know, his note was very sincere, and you know, like I don't know, I'm just like very confused about this whole thing, especially now that like the real video has been put out, because I'm just like, the video doesn't show Suga. It doesn't give off the impression that he was like completely out of it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he was wrong, but like the way how they're making things seem even to this day after the real video came out, he doesn't give off the vibe of being like out of it. Like, it looked as if the scooter like hit against something and it tilted over. He fell and he got up back like almost immediately, and he was wearing a helmet. He didn't crash into anything, literally didn't. He crashed into thin air or like some bump on the sidewalk or whatever, right? So I'm just like, I don't know, guys.
Chose not to drive his
I'm not
car
gonna
while
pause anymore.
intoxicated, but because he fell from his scooter, his quote-unquote scandal is as big or even bigger than Daesung's deadly accident at this point.
And then
So
Hybe
I'm
is
sorry
like,
if I don't believe when Korean accounts say that this is a big deal in South Korea, because South Korea takes drunk scooter riding very seriously. No, this is not the result of society's heartfelt care for traffic laws. This is the result of the constant desperation to make anything
Yep.
and everything a scandal.
Yes, they're
South Korean
fueling
K-pop
it.
stans love consuming and feeding any kind of rumors.
Mm-hmm.
They love making everything a scandal, but they don't truly care. It's not the action they are outraged about. It's the scandal culture they want to participate in.
Yep.
It's like a game.
The K
And in
media
a
as
game,
well.
demanding seriousness, proper research, and professionalism is kind of pointless.
This is it right there. That's what I'm talking about with like how the effects of what they do, like how, like I don't even know how to form my words, because it's like I think about all the people that have passed and that have lost their jobs, you know, because of like some scandal that doesn't even make sense. And the scandals that should be, the ones that should be taken seriously, and the ones that I feel like people should be losing their credibility and their, you know, their whole maybe life and being locked up in jail for, these people are on the streets planning to start opening new nightclubs and stuff, and these people are on vacation and stuff in other countries with girls and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, they're picking and choosing who.
When I made my video
Take shit
about the
seriously
Milky
with.
Jin and Hype conflict, I saw some people who are not from South Korea say the same thing. This is not a big of a deal. Let them talk. Nothing will happen to BTS. And that is 100% true. Of course, Suga will stay in BTS. Of course, BTS will have a successful comeback. Of course, people will forget about this in a couple of weeks.
But-
of course,
he
the
won't
rage
forget.
is
He won't
performative.
forget.
But when will it stop? We can all see that these headlines are nothing but rage bait. But why do BTS have to even go through that?
And you know what sucks too? He's in the military. He has to go to work every single day. It's not like he can avoid like going out and like facing the world. but he's in the military and he has obligations to attend work in an office, I think, or where did they say he works? He works with customers, I think, or he has to deal in like an office setting every single day, and he has to see this being talked about, probably have co-workers talking shit or like talking about it every single day while he's there. Like, can you imagine the psychological like damage that is? You know what I mean? Like, people just talking shit about you. You have to go to work every day and face people while your name is being dragged through the media every single day for something like this.
Why did the police transform a one-day scooter investigation into a full-week drunk driving investigation, allowing the media to make 1,400 articles full of rumors and lies?
Who is
Why
paying the
is this
police
so
for this?
normalized? And I, as an international fan, am not supposed to say anything. Even now, I see armies saying please and thank you when demanding a retraction and proper research. Armies have asked me to make a video not calling out the media, but exposing the truth instead. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of that. We all know the truth, and they know the truth, but the truth is boring. The truth won't give them those juicy headlines. We're all aware that the situation is silly, and we're all aware that the headlines are silly. But the normalization of bullying and smear campaigns in South Korea have turned out to be deadly. Only months ago, Parasite actor Lee Sung-kyun committed suicide after
as soon as I saw his face come up, I got goosebumps because I'm just like, why is it that they, oh my god, I have goosebumps, and I was literally like about to get like emotional because I'm just thinking like, these people are literally playing with people's lives, and they take it for a joke. They take it for some clicks and like views and ratings, instead of actually looking for stories that matter. If you want ratings and views, go talk about the man that's out of jail running around trying to start a new nightclub and do something about it, instead of like hurting people like this. Like, this breaks my heart. This whole thing with the marijuana case, like, are you kidding me? You know, like they don't see that they have a problem.
Full of sensationalist coverage of a police investigation that claimed that he possibly consumed recreational drugs. Parasite director Bong Joon-ho led a protest demanding the police and the media to reflect on their sensationalist methods. These were 50 articles a day for 2 entire months. But here we are, months after, seeing the police take a full week to investigate details like the model of Suga's scooter, while the media writes 200 articles a day. A full week of 1,400 articles of speculations
This shit
and
is not
lies.
funny.
Here we are, months after, seeing the media intentionally manipulate facts and speculate the worst once again.
5 years in prison. What?
Of course, these too shall pass. BTS has gone through way worse smear campaigns, and the support of family, fans, and each other has only made them stronger. But international fan or not, I cannot stay here pretending that making every silly thing a scandal is normal.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the "you guys just don't understand our society." No, you don't understand that your scandal culture is deranged.
And it's dangerous.
South Korean
People are
and international
dying.
K-pop stans are deranged because the media's headlines are deranged. And this same scandal culture is the one that allows retractions and the deleting of articles so normalized. With
Like,
Suga's
it's
case,
not already
there are
out in
already
the domain and
closed
people
comment
have
sections,
all that.
videos
And you see, that's the
unavailable.
problem. Like, oh, let's just retract this. And you know, I saw the video of the reporter that was apologizing. I didn't even watch it. Like, I could see the video. You know, like when you're on Twitter and you see the video playing but you can't hear the audio. But like, I could just tell, like, from his demeanor and everything, that he wasn't being sincere about his apology. So I didn't even watch it, right? Because my thing is, like, how can you just like go up there and just do a apology video just like that and then continue reading the news? Because at the end of the day, right, they can't make shit seem, they don't want to like make themselves not trustworthy to the public, right? So they're gonna make it seem as like they're gonna be very dismissive as possible about this whole thing. But you've already put thoughts into people's heads. Suga already has like a drinking show on freaking YouTube, right? So you know everybody over there is thinking, oh well, even if they retract the statements, he was a drunk anyways. He loved to drink anyways. He had people drinking on his show every week. He got a problem, like the whole freaking SK don't have a drinking problem, right? And everybody's gonna throw stones, right? Throw stones. In a glass house at that. And then they just retract statements and carry on like nothing happened, and they don't see a problem with that, while people are unaliving themselves for this exact reason. We can count on one hand, based on things that we have watched, the amount of people that have unalived themselves. And I've only watched like what, 3-4 videos on this channel. That is too many.
For the international public and deleted articles, but they don't matter. They are just another part of the game.
And they don't even
the
take
idea
mental
of a
health
scandal
seriously.
was successfully planted and shared hundreds of thousands of times. In my opinion, this was not a mistake or lack
It was
of
on
research.
purpose.
These and many other defaming articles are intentional.
Of course.
Not even the release of the real CCTV footage is enough for the media to issue retractions or apologies, because they are still
Because they don't wanna say that
South
they're
Korean
wrong.
media knows the truth and they don't
They're
care.
trying to
I
get
thought
a
it was
quick-
cultural differences. I gave you guys the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, maybe electric scooters are different in Korea. You guys were acting like he was going 50 miles an hour, going under cars, going over trucks and everything. I'm so sorry to
Exactly.
tell you this, but I could not give a about a little man on a scooter. The way this was blown out of proportion, I hate y'all.
He did not fall because he was driving too fast. He fell because of the sharp turn. These smear campaigns need to stop. And all these challenges popping out of nowhere that we did not create, you need to stop.
I can laugh and say all of this over falling from a scooter, but it's not just that really. They are making this scooter thing a big deal because this is the worst they can find on BTS. South Korean media has broken into their building with no entry pass and they have found nothing. That nothing has been shared on national television. They claim to have found proof that the BTS members were having trouble with their label and were planning to sue them.
And that was false. Can you imagine? Ridiculous.
JTBC's newsroom aired this footage on TV and then removed the pictures they got secretly before releasing the news replay online. You can still see the comment of JTBC admitting to their lie on their YouTube video's comment section. This was the best they could find. So of course they're going to speculate, exaggerate, and exploit this quote-unquote content as much as possible and create all kinds of speculations. Now that Suga's
I know all
real
those reporters hate their
CCTV footage was
goddamn jobs.
revealed, the media
I
is
would.
still demanding him to pose for a photo line in front of a police station,
thank God it
like
wasn't
other
real.
celebrities accused of crimes do.
Or is it?
The
'Cause this
media
was
is basically
posted 4
admitting
days ago.
publicly that what they want is
I hope
the
it's not
shot.
real, 'cause I
This
really
shot
don't wanna
means
see it.
social punishment because the image of a celebrity standing in the photo line in front of a
This, oh my god, like this whole thing with the report, it gives me PTSD.
prosecutor's
haven't even
office
been through
is
it.
enough presumption of guilt for the public. Suga needs
me
to give this
uncomfortable.
shot to them as a form of apology or else. Reporter Choi Ye threatened. Reported. Suga should not be thought of as a guillotine who must avoid the photo line in front of the police station. If a person
Oh.
avoids or ostracizes reporters, as in the previous case of singer Kim Ho-jun, it is highly likely that doubts will be raised about the sincerity of the person's reflection. Suga must think about how to appease those who are disappointed and angry at his mistakes.
He already
But
apologized.
they can only wish to find a real scandal on BTS. Why focus on the real crimes of celebrities when a fake BTS-related hashtag got them hundreds of thousands of impressions? Why be outraged about the
Slay,
celebrities
girl,
trafficking
slay.
women when Suga of BTS fell from his mini scooter?
Slay.
And again, I would have ignored these silly articles like I mostly do.
Talk
I
your
really
shit,
did not
girl.
plan to make a video clarifying anything or asking for an apology from the media, because sadly, this happens all the time and they do it on purpose. But I am tired of the public's lack of awareness. I'm tired that even the protests of South Korea's most beloved director are ignored. I'm tired of the South Korean K-pop content creators and online accounts trying to silence and shame the international opinion because their word is apparently the only valid one. And no, I'm not from a privileged country giving my opinion on another country's freedom of speech. I'm from a small-minded country with a very similar type of yellow press and scandal culture. But I'm glad that at least the younger generation is aware of these tactics and able to call out our country's press. As a fan of BTS, I know that there are topics related to their country's laws and traditions that are not my place to comment
100%.
on or make videos about. But I believe I can still advocate for the mental peace of a group of artists who did nothing but proudly share their culture to the world.
Dream.
I love that ending meant with snooze. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you, BORACITY Magazine. And you know, speaking about the whole military thing too, I was just like, you know what? I'm not Korean. I'm not a Korean man. How dare I speak? Right? But then I see the Olympic medalists, you know, being exempted from the military because they won gold, which they 100% deserve. But I'm like, God damn, God forbid the group that generates what, millions, billions of won, trillions of won every year to the Korean GDP get exempted from the military? How dare they? Because they're not in the rankings with Samsung, right? And the money they generate for this country, but they get dragged through the mud any chance they get. How dare I comment on that? Anyways, as an international fan, I think I've said my piece. Trying to hold my mouth because I've said my piece, and I don't know who's gonna come into the comment section and drag me, but I don't really care. But I said what I had to say. Let me know your thoughts down below, because let me know your thoughts down below, please. Even if you don't agree with me, let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below, as I said, for the past 3 minutes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.